Anybody can do the work. Anybody can, do the work. But you know, to serve Him truly and faithfully, it is much more. To serve Him truly and faithfully is it's a whole different ball game. It doesn't require, you know, it's that's what it requires you. It requires your dedication. It requires you. That's why Christ says you must be born again to what? To be His servant. A lot of people still doing the dead works. Dead works, they're still living in the old ways and trying to serve Christ. Oh, Christ is a merciful God. So I can go ahead and still slip back. He's gonna forgive me. I met a guy who told me that he was a drunkard, who he was like drunk talking to me, and he's trying to talk to me about the Bible and about God as well. And he's like, you know what, you know, God, He is mercy, this and that. I pray to God if He did, and I just prayed this and this. He's like, God hears my prayer, but I'm looking at this guy who looks like who's incapable to even speak, in a way, and like he just seemed to be everywhere because he's drunk. I'm like, if God really hears your prayer, if He was hearing your prayer, like you said, He will have set you free from this bondage, from you being an alcoholic, which it looks like, and you wouldn't. So I know you pray. I'm like, you could pray, man. Some just bound like this, it could be a disconnection. Remember, He is a righteous God of righteousness. He doesn't serve the ungodly. People who are doing. If you're living in the sin, God will not do you a favor. He may hear you praying your prayers, but He's not going to work for you because He is not a God of unrighteousness. He is wholly perfect in all of His way. That's the same thing here too. But the biggest thing is being able to what? Those who save their life will lose their life. So you have to be able to sacrifice. You have to go all the way out for Christ. You have to be, if you have to move in a different level, you got to do it, because at the end of the day, what matters what you're doing for Him, because on that day of judgment, He's going to be like, repent, depart from me, workers of iniquity. Because a lot of people out here, they're doing things of the world. They fear. They're like, oh, if I go ahead and serve the Lord fully, what if I lose my job? So what? Your job did not make you. Your job never brought you to this planet. It never formed you in your mother's womb. Your boss didn't do that. Your boss was created from the Most High. So people are out here. They're playing it. They're playing it low. They're low performing in this journey. In this journey. To be honest, they're not even in this journey, because it takes fullness to be in this path, in this narrow path. It doesn't take there's no lukewarm. I don't think there's any. I mean, if there is this is probably like few to make it, because we are all in a battle. If you're playing lukewarm, you're not literally you're like in a battlefield with a pistol gun. It's like against like many legion of enemies against you. So that's how it is out here. Folks think if I go to church and I come back home and that's that attendance is gonna show that I'm going to heaven. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's not wrong. Going to church. It's not wrong with that. That's what you ought to do as a believer. But if that's all you do, but you don't have that's that connection. That's what people, they have to be like. Don't be like that rich man that Jesus talked to. That rich man is like, he was willing to follow Christ, but wow, he's like, I don't want to let go of my like accumulation. He had that close to his heart, and then he had Christ close to his heart. That's what I'm seeing in this society. Folks out here, they're playing it low perform, like they're at church, they're talking about all these things, but catch them outside the church, they're doing things right the same thing as unbelievers. It's like, and then I remember there's a quote out here I like, it's by, I don't know, it's by a brother, I don't know if, it's by a brother that I know. It says, it goes like, a casual Christian is a casualty. You know, if you're a casual Christian, you just like the next casualty to be, you know, you're literally open to get hit. You know, it's better for you to not even be in the path, because by you trying to play it like you are just literally a setup for the next. So